All right, guys, this is how to develop edge on a strategy. I'm actually going to develop edge on a live strategy that I've wanted to do for a while to show you every single step of the way. We are going to start out by showing you the very basic idea where we came up with this and how we're going to set up the charts, how we're going to set up our back test, and eventually we're going to get into live streaming the forward testing. And, at some point in the future, we'll get into live streaming actual trading with this. This is a strategy that I've wanted to develop for a while. Like most retail traders, I like momentum, obviously, because, it's moving, right? The price is actually moving. This is not where I would get you to start out if you join the Edge Foundry program and you want to work with us and you want to join the education program. As I've mentioned many times in the past, I'd get you started out just with a very simple trend following strategy on the QQQ, and then we would expand that to major indexes, the Mag 7, large caps. It would be a swing trading strategy because I want it to be simple enough so that you can understand the basics and actually see how support and resistance holds up. However, I'm going to do this little more advanced series to show how I'm doing it because honestly, I've wanted to develop this momentum strategy for myself for a while now for two reasons. Like I mentioned, I like the idea of momentum just like anyone else. But also the other reason is because I've developed Edge on 11 strategies and I just want to make it an even dozen. So I know that probably sounds like a silly thing to some, but that's that's what I want to do. Make it an even dozen. So, um, So let's lay some ground rules. First off, I'm not necessarily going to be here every day. Even though it is a day trading strategy, I will record the whole journey. I'll do catch-up videos, but I'm an entrepreneur. I've got lots of things going on. This isn't the only business that I'm trying to start or working on, so I'm just not going to be available every morning. However, if there's a lot of engagement, people really like this, so showing up, you're leaving comments, and it's clear that I'm delivering a lot of value by doing this, then I will show up more. I'll arrange my schedule, I'll move things around. I might put some things on the back burner so that I can show up more. This is not about the strategy. This will not be copy trading or alerts or signals. I very strongly disagree with that kind of engagement among the retail crowd. And that is not what's not even really about learning a strategy. It's not what it's about. It's about learning the process of developing edge. So the strategy is a secondary thing that we're doing. I mean, if you like it and you want to pick it up, you want to develop edge on it for yourself, great. I'm glad that we're doing this. But it's not about, there's way too much information out there about strategies, and you need the foundation. The foundation is learning the skill of building edge. Backtest, forward test, review, refine. That is the skill that helps you to get to the point where you're consistent with a trading strategy. And what's more is it'll help you to never feel stuck in a strategy. You're never going to get to the point where it worked for 2 weeks or 3 months or 4 months, and then all of a sudden it stops working and you have absolutely no idea what to do. This is the background diagnostic stuff that you can come back to your strategy and you can always make sure that you can figure out what's going on and move forward. And ideally, hopefully, never get to that point where you hit a 4 month period and all of a sudden it stops working. This may not stay a day trading strategy. And I know that might blow your mind, but if we do all of the back testing and forward testing and we're reviewing it, and it actually just doesn't make any sense to be selling this every single day, then we're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to sell it every day, but it'll be obvious to everybody when that time comes. I'll explain exactly what's going on, and you'll be able to see it too when we review the charts together, that it just actually doesn't make sense for this to be a day trading strategy. The reason I bring that up is I kind of have, maybe an idea that it might end up going that way, as a lot of my strategies have. Some of them that have started out day trading just ended up being swing trading strategies because when you do the review, it makes zero sense to sell it every single day. But we'll start out as a day trading strategy because it provides us lots of data, lots of information. We can be doing touch points almost every single day. And yeah, we'll be able to build up a data set pretty quick and do review pretty quick. This is not a typical guru type thing where I'm live trading and I'm promising you that you're going to make money every day and that you're going to get consistently profitable in a month or 3 or 6 months. I cannot stress this enough. That is not what this is. That is not realistic. That is not the way trading works. I am going to be starting out, I'm going to make this clear. I am going to be starting out by back testing and then forward testing in a paper trading account. I'm not going straight to live money. This is not a strategy I've ever done before. So I am just developing this like any other strategy. So don't think that this is like, oh, he can't make money. No, that's not the way any strategy starts. We start out losing, like every strategy will. We're going to start out losing, but we're just going to view it as data points. It doesn't matter that we lose. What matters is that we've collected data that we can then go back and review and get information out of to start building a strategy on. So yes, it will be in a paper trading account at first. You are not going to be able to pick this up and trade this in 3 or 6 months. Again, as I mentioned, if you're going to start out, I would get you started out on a swing trading strategy with major indexes, large cap, mega cap stocks that actually act in some sort of proper manner. Their support and resistance lines and trends lines will actually hold up so that you can gain some sort of trust on that. This is purely to help you to learn how the skill of building edge is developed. Okay. All right. So this is the idea. When you first start out, you're building a strategy, it's just a rough idea that you found on the charts. And so here's the idea. I like momentum stocks, as I mentioned, like anybody else. Before, so so right now, obviously, oil is on a run, and there's various reasons, geopolitical, there's all sorts of, but at the end of the day, I want you to understand something. It has gained momentum, period. I mean, yes, let's understand the reasons why later. Right now, it's just pure and simple. It gained momentum. How do I know? Well, because if we're looking at the daily chart here for gold or for oil, and we go back as far back as we can, it doesn't really act this way. And look at the volume here. Look at all the volume we've had recently. This is a telltale sign that momentum has come in. We get this massive spike in volume. Let's go back. As I mentioned, you can see this is the most volume that we've had in years. The chart here goes back to 2021. So this is the most volume that we've had in 5 years. That's how you can tell it's a momentum chart. Let's look at gold. We all know that gold has recently come into momentum, and everybody was loving on gold and thinking, oh, I want to trade, I want to be a gold trader. No, you don't. No, you don't. Gold is literally the most boring asset in the world, and for the past 50 years, it has been hailed as the world's most boring thing to trade. It's only just since, well, I'd probably go back even August, September. of 2025. We got a little bit of volume here in August, and we really got some volume coming in. Uh, oh, sorry, I did this wrong. Anyways, this is August of 2020, and this, you know, it was what it was. Those were the COVID years. Uh, my point is here, May of 2025 is what I was looking at. We got some volume coming in here. We see gold was ramping up. But the big thing that highlights that some momentum stock is when we start getting these volume spikes. And look at all the volume we're getting here now, right? Through December into January, February, it's just nothing but massive volume spikes. Obviously, this is a telltale sign where gold is coming down, that momentum is actually coming out of gold, but it held up on this trend line. So I'm not counting gold out yet. It could be something that we do trade eventually. But for right now, I'm going to be focusing on crude oil because that's where the geopolitical news is at the moment, is on crude oil. Uh, let's go to uranium. Again, you can see here how the volume has come into uranium, and actually uranium has been a hot name for quite a while. We've had a lot of volume, but of course it really went nuts last year with the recovery from tariffs. Um, Uranium really spiked, and there's still a lot of volume in uranium. So I keep seeing this. Nvidia, obviously, Nvidia going further back is something that was a momentum stock. Um, Not as much volume as you can see, but you can't deny the chart went nuts, right? So Nvidia was also a momentum name at some point. Um, So I see these momentum names coming up, and one of the key things that you want when you're looking for like breakout strategies or a dip buy to hold up is you want to see momentum. You want to see catalysts, you want to see volume. So I see this. I see, and you know, some people will pull up a screener and they'll look for that on like small cap stocks or micro cap stocks. They're looking for some big intraday move. Well, if you've ever traded small cap stocks, you know, like that's a complete disaster. Like no one is manipulating gold or Nvidia or even crude oil. You know, if you've got a catalyst, you've got a catalyst, and most people know it. It's not really a surprise or backdoor secrets or anything like that. It's there. If you've got momentum and it's literally trading hundreds of billions of dollars of stock or futures contracts or whatever it is every single day, no one's manipulating that. If you've got a micro cap stock that has like a $5 million market cap, that's easily manipulated. And it is if you've ever traded those. So my thoughts go towards these big names that come up from time to time here. Um, and like I said, right now, the geopolitical tensions, the catalysts are with oil. So we're going to start by back testing oil since momentum came in, probably right around here in February. I might even go back and do some back testing on gold. So that's kind of what we're going to do. The intention here is that we will be switching names. When we find the next hot thing that comes in that's got tons of volume, it's got catalysts, it's spiking, then we'll be moving to that. And maybe that next thing is like gold, right? Because we can see it held up here at that trend line. We'll just have to see. We have to have a reason to trade it though. So that's the basic idea. Oops. That's the basic idea. So the next step would be to back test it. Like, let's do some back testing and actually see, yeah, try to get some sort of information. We'll do some technical analysis. Um, yeah, so this is just the first video. The next video, I'm going to go ahead and set up the charts for a day trading setup, and then we might start doing a little bit of technical analysis. And at some point in the future, we'll do some back testing shortly. But that's all for this video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.